Table of Contents. Chapter 1. Hustling Before the Hurricane. Page 4. Chapter 2. Power Outage. Page 8. Chapter 3. Sifting and Sorting. Page 16. Chapter 4. Helping Hands. Page 24. New Words. Page 32. Chapter 1. Hustling Before the Hurricane. News of a hurricane had been on every channel for a week. It was all anyone spoke about. Nadia and Nadir's family had boarded up their windows to prepare for the hurricane. Nadia and Nadir knew they couldn't go outside to play. "Let's play knights," Nadir said. "Great idea! Let's build a fort in the living room," said Nadia. Nadia collected cushions from all over the house. Nadir piled them high. He tucked his dragon flashlight into his pocket in case the lights went out. His dragons lined their pretend fort walls. Nadia carried her unicorn flashlight around and swished her blanket like a knight's cape. Abu scrolled on his phone. The hurricane is getting closer. The winds are getting stronger. He paced up and down the hall. Nadia and Nadir heard a loud rumble. They had been so busy playing, they hadn't noticed the thunder and lightning. Chapter 2. Power Outage. "I'm going to message Mrs. Jones next door and check if she needs anything," said Ami. "Our teacher said the winds will be really fast, faster than a cheetah." Nadia shuddered. "That's why we're staying indoors. But if the emergency managers say it isn't safe to be in our homes, we need to evacuate and head to a shelter." "What? Then why are we still home?" asked Nadir, holding his stuffed dragon close. The thunder boomed louder. Before anyone could answer Nadir, the lights flickered. Then they went out. Nadia and Nadir didn't feel like brave knights anymore. "It's a good thing we had stocked up on candles," said Ami. Nadia and Nadir turned on their flashlights to help Ami get the moombadis out. "And, Nadir, our house is on higher ground," explained Ami. "We should be safe inside. Insha'Allah." The family snuggled in their living room in Nadia and Nadir's pretend fort and listened to the rain on the roof. Several hours later, Abu was still checking his phone for updates when he suddenly exclaimed, "Oh no, take a look at this." He held his phone up so everyone could see. A video of a flooded neighborhood played on Abu's phone. Cars bobbed up and down like rubber ducks in a tub of water. "The roads have turned to rivers!" exclaimed Nadia. Nadir jumped up in fright. "Does our neighborhood still have roads?" "We aren't as close to the ocean as the neighborhoods in the video are," explained Ami. "Insha'Allah, we should be safe here." Nadia and Nadir huddled into a hug with Ami and Abu. The hurricane must have caused their neighborhoods to flood. "Most of the people living there would have already evacuated," said Abu. "Like my friend from work, Mr. Jonathan." "Let's say a prayer for everyone's safety," said Ami. Nadia and Nadir held their hands together for a dua, like Ami and Abu. The rain continued to pour, and the power hadn't returned yet. Soon, all the phones and tablets in the house were out of charge. "I'm glad we have a battery-operated radio," said Nadia as she turned it on for weather updates. "It's important we know the latest information and instructions for our area." Chapter 3. Sifting and Sorting. When the rain finally stopped after 3 days, Abu put on his bearish boots and went out to get groceries from a shop nearby. "We're lucky our house and car are okay," said Nadir. "Yes, but so many people and animals have lost their homes," said Ami. "Thousands and thousands of them." "So where have they gone?" asked Nadia. "Do they have food to eat and clothes to wear?" "Maybe, maybe not," said Ami. She looked concerned too. "I wish we could help in some way," said Nadia. "We can't help all those people and pets," said Nadir. "We're just 4 of us. and there must be thousands of them. But maybe we can try, said Nadia. Ami agreed. In times like these, even a small act of kindness can go a long way. Just then, Abu came back from the store. He held bags he could barely carry. He was panting but looked excited. The mosque has opened its doors to anyone who needs shelter from the floods, Abu exclaimed. I met a volunteer from the masjid on my way to the store. They need any help they can get. But only Muslims can go to the masjid, right? Asked Nadir. Only Muslims pray in masjids. But this is an open invitation for anyone who needs shelter, Ami explained. Who's going to help me sort these supplies? Abu asked. Nadir put his hand on his chest, pretending to be a knight. At your service, Abu. Nadir helped Abu sort the cans of beans and fruit. Abu had also gotten lots of bottles of drinking water. Would they need clothes, Abu? Nadia asked. I helped Mom clean out our closets last week. Donating clothes is a great idea, Nadia. Shabash, Abu said. Nadia and Ami filled boxes with clothes and towels. Chapter 4. Helping Hands. When they reached the mosque with all the supplies, Nadia and Nadir were surprised. There were so many people. It looked as crowded as a carnival. I don't think we brought enough cans, Nadir whispered to Nadia. Or clothes, Nadia muttered to Nadir. The gym at the family center attached to the masjid was filled with cots. Nadia and Nadir spotted some of their friends and teachers from Saturday school. They were helping arrange boxes in rows. Nadia and Ami added their boxes to the stack too. Nadia and Nadir saw a boy weeping in a corner. They went to see if they could help him. You look frightened, said Nadia. I miss my home, cried the boy. I miss my toys. You can have this, said Nadir, holding out his stuffed dragon. Keep him close and you'll feel better. Thank you. The boy smiled, taking the dragon and wiping away his tears. A lovely smell wafted through the entire place. Nadia and Nadir went to investigate. It was Mrs. Iman, their old neighbor, who makes the best soup. Salam alaikum, Mrs. Iman, greeted Nadir and Nadia. Marhaba, said Mrs. Iman, as she stirred a giant simmering pot. So good to see you, my little volunteers. Nadir placed cans of beans on the countertop. How did you know I needed beans, Nadir? They're just the right ingredient to thicken this soup. Ami was right, said Nadir, giving Ami a hug. Our donation is small, but it seems useful. It sure is. Many small acts have added up to make all this possible, said Mrs. Iman. Brother Raza brought potatoes, and Sister Sabika brought carrots. I brought my secret spices, and you brought the beans. Nadir and Nadia laid out plastic bowls for Mrs. Iman's soup. It feels great to help, said Nadia. The rains were heavy and the winds were strong, but our community is stronger, said Abu. Everyone agreed.